At RaceCredit.com, business credit is the name of the game. Learn how to build credit that'll look like more money than you've ever dreamed of. Both Wall Street and Main Street offer untold riches to people with credit, and RaceCredit.com can teach you how to get it.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's Ray Reynolds here with RaysWebinar.com. Ultimate goal today is give you some rules, some tools, and get you past go. I know you've heard about the American dream for so many people. The reality is, sorry, most people let you down. Next thing is they don't really know how to do it. You know, it's nice to say about the American dream, but what are the rules, the tools? How do we go get it? How do we go get the $1 million of credit? How do we finance that dream? Because we have to, unless we win the lottery. Okay, unless you get a big raise. Guess what? I don't think that's going to happen. So today, write things down. Don't just take pictures. You got to get it here. The ultimate goal is getting what's called pass go. Information is protected in many, many ways. The ultimate thing for you today is please get that tablet and pen. First thing to do is write down our toll-free number. The bottom line is I get up every time. The bottom from here is simple. You know, it's frustrating. We all get frustrated. We want to go get the American dream. You buy a book about secrets or how to build a business or all the blah, blah, blah. You listen to motivation too. Bottom line is this, wondering what's next to come. You know what I've always had? My faith and my persistence. I've had that. So we must have our faith and persistence that today will be our past, knowing today will not last. Let's always do our best and let God do the rest. It's pretty simple. Amen to that. Now let's think about a couple things. Now when I brought in my first $100,000, I was 9.5. When I brought in my first million, I was 14. When I brought in my first billion, I was 24. Second billion at 26. Sound pretty good? I haven't had a paycheck for over 20 years. I don't seem to need one. The reality is I'm here to help you because I'm keeping a promise, all right, when I was in a coma. So I want you to do exactly what I say to do. Please plan on the problems. Somebody today is going to make you mad, try to take it away, and basically just screw everything up. I'll bet you fell down because you allowed people to knock you down or take things around from you. All right, 43 years of helping people. Most people have told me it's their friends and family. I hope that's not your case, but the reality is, write down safety credit, please. You see, here's the thing. Here's $100,000. All right, that's called safety credit. The line of defense. The system I designed, and I've been teaching and preaching it for 43 years, I make millionaires and billionaires. If you want to be next, let me know. Never bring the pain home, because that's called silly and dumb if you do after meeting me. My journey, I'm going to give you a little bit of that. I'd like your journey to begin with me. I like to hold your hand personally. Okay, I was kind of lucky and abused and used as a child too. So let's think about something. I'm going to start and talk about getting past go. First, I started talking about when I was 3 years old. You see, I used to gather those magazines and books about rich and famous people. I fantasized all the time. Then I got to be with Mrs. Hope when I was a little boy. At 3 years old, Mrs. Hope got her weekly and monthly checks. She dropped me off Redondo Beach Pier every morning at 6:30. That's right. She says, I'll beat you here at 5 o'clock. She was the she-devil from hell. Dropping off a little boy from 3 to 9.5 years old. Are you kidding me? But you know what? I learned how to steal and beg. That kind of sucked too. But you know what I got to do? I looked at Marina Del Rey and I saw that money. Money. I love money. You know what? I saw Torrance Rocks and Palos Verdes. Let's see how I did. By the way, I got my Lamborghini collection. I got my Duffys. That was fun. I got my mansions. I even broke world records too. You see, what we got to do is exactly what I want you to do. I don't want you to think. All right, sorry, the more you think, the more you're going to screw it up. You've brought the pain home. All right, I'm going to teach you rules and tools and never do that again. How about the race boat in the backyard? How about the helicopter? How about the yacht? Why not? How about the Ferraris too? Now, this isn't to brag. This is to show you flat out I'm not full of doo-doo. You see, I was the second largest advertiser in Los Angeles for 32 years too, before I found myself in a coma. Do you want the rules and the tools and the blueprint to go get the first million or billion? Do you really want it? because you've been wasting money on a bunch of crap in the past. I'll bet you every one of you probably wasted $1,000 to $3,000 on blah. You see, when I wrote Winning the Game of Business 43 years ago, I had to move 24 times by the time I was 11 and a half years old. That kind of sucked too. You know what happened? Those people were mean on the 1st and the 15th. I think the rent or the mortgage was due. So we're going to learn some rules and tools today, and I'm going to invite you to my workshop with me. I want to hold your hand. I want to do the work for you, build it for you, hand it to you, and then teach you how to fish too. You see, I learned to connect the dots as a kid. I founded a corporation as a legal person. And at 9.5 years old, I started helping Hand Industries. Went worldwide, got $100,000 of credit at the time. That was fun. I use Ray's rules and tools. So if you give me 90 days, that's all I'm going to ask from you in the beginning. 90 days, I'm going to get you to the $1 million dream. I'm doing the work for you. All right, I want you at the workshop so then I can teach you how to take it over and do it right this time. You've all brought the pain home. By the way, that's called silly and dumb. You see, I'm going to be at the seminar, workshop, and boot camp with you. I don't pass the buck. All right, I'm going to challenge you, but I'm going to drag you up the hill if that's what it takes. You see, I'm going to guarantee you an 820 credit score. Because you know what? I'm the #1 consultant worldwide. It's kind of fun. So as we do this, write down CFO. Please write down CFO. I have to build you to be a millionaire CFO. Do you understand this? A chief financial officer. So I got no choice. I got to rebuild all of you. All right, unless you're a millionaire today, and if you are, let's talk, because I'll challenge you anyway, because you kind of got lucky maybe. Today's January. No, it's going to be soon. It's November 5th. You know what that means? You have 34 days left. You have 34 days before the end of the year, and I'm talking working days. You know what? If you allow me to, I'll get you the 820. I'll get you 100,000 of personal and business credit as well. If you want, I'll get you a franchise. I'll even hand you the keys. House, an apartment complex, commercial real estate. I'll hold your hand and make sure you get this, and we work through it because I don't want you to screw it up. I got a 100% success rate, by the way. And you know what? You can trust me. Didn't everybody say that? Isn't that a bunch of blah, blah, blah? But here's the thing. All right, you can trust my written guarantee. All right, if I can't do what I say, you get your money back. Now what's the excuse? There isn't one. You see, 2021, that's called blackjack. Next year is the blackjack year that every one of you get to win. All right, you're going to be a winner. I guarantee it. You know what happens with most of you? It's pretty simple. You lose your job, you got an emergency, and what happens next? You run out of time, you run out of money, and then you jack up your credit again, and you bring the pain home in 42 days. Is that true about you? Why did you do that? By the way, you did it because you didn't know how to play the game. Do this for me, please. All right, let's find the time you've been missing. Start waking up every morning at 4:30 in the morning. You got some work to be done. So as we do this, understand, I want you to get to know me. All right, not only was I the second largest advertiser in Los Angeles, for 32 years before the coma, all right, I was helping Ken Yarborough, security chief at TRW and Spear years ago. Do yourself a favor. Write down Credit Services Act. I want you to Google that later today. I want you to find out what the Federal Trade Commission says about credit repair, how they can't collect money up front. By the way, it'll refer you to the Credit Repair Organization Act too, where it says attorneys can't do credit repair. So what are you supposed to do now? Listen to your friends, your family, all the people kind of guessing? No, the reality is you can listen to me. I'll give you the rules and the tools, teach you how to play, get you to the workshop as well. And remember, the NACB only certified one person on the planet. By the way, that was me. I'm a master credit consultant worldwide. You might just want to listen to me. I did do $3 billion for my clients in the past. I said I'm going to get you that 820 credit score, and I'm going to guarantee it. But I got to make you what? A qualified CFO for $1 million corporation. So let's think about this today. Let's talk about your SSN. That's a Social Security card if you do not know. It's in your purse or your wallet. Pull it out, please. Pull it out. You got to learn Ray's rules and tools. You see, the Federal Trade Commission says that 97% are screwed up today. Will we find out that's going to be you? All right, are you screwed up today? let's understand something. Your SSN, if you look at the card in front of you, if you pulled it out of your purse or wallet, it says do not laminate, don't use for ID purposes, do not carry with you. It's not even your card. How's that? Here's the application we filled out, you and me, as a teenager to get the job. Remember, they told us to get the job, you got to get your SSN, then you get your job. You see, that creates a 1040 tax return, by the way. So there's the application you filled out. And what happens if you look at the card right in front of you right now, if you pulled it out, it says Property of Social Administration. It's not even yours. So why do you got it? We'll teach you some more rules and tools. By the way, the creditors and the banks, they're not even supposed to use your SSN for credit purposes at all. But they're breaking the rules. So I created something called Rapid Refresh. I get to block all your crap and rebuild you anyway. You want me to rebuild you? Don't worry. Nobody on the planet can do that but me. I own all the rights. So guess what I'd like to do for all of you? First of all, I'd like to understand that the office sells it for $9.98. They do the rebuilding and the rapid scoring too. I just give it away for $4.99. See, I want to take away all your excuses. All right, $499. I hand you a $1,000 cash credit card back to you, twice as much you invested in yourself. And on top of that, you get the 820. And then you know what happens next? I invite you to a credit educational class on Saturday for 3 months. I want to make sure you don't screw this up again. Now, there's what we get due because of COVID-19. It's how we get paid, Zelle wire deposit. Take a picture of that page, please. Now, as you do this today, you can always call the office as well. So let's think about this. I want to repackage your whole life. That's right, your house, your car, your bank account. Because I think you're doing it wrong anyway. All right, I don't know what you've been doing, but you've been bringing the pain home. We're going to stop that as of today. We got the ability to listen if these are turned on. Remember, credit, it saved my life as a kid, as an adult. So what are we going to do? We're going to talk about how they talk about money for a rainy day. You see, to me, that's just blah, blah, blah. You see, in my life, it never rains, it always pours. Now, one thing goes wrong, it's 20 things at a time. So what are we going to do? Today, I'll bet you, if you had an emergency and you needed $5,000, you're not prepared. You don't have a safety credit card in your pocket. Why not? You're going to ask your friends, your family, and the bank, they're all going to tell you no. Good luck to that. You see, there's a card on the screen, this card in my hand. Write down safety credit. I need you to get prepared just in case something goes wrong. You see, if I had to max out that card, the payment's $50 a month. I'll bet you most of you waste that every other day. You could have basically had a safety credit card and not backed yourself in a corner, because that kind of sucks. Now let's think about, are you one of those people they talk about all the time that waste $140 a week? Is that true about you? That's over $600 a month. So let's look at these two cards right now. This is a Venture and a Venture One. They're each worth $50,000 apiece. So here is $100,000 of credit. Now it's personal credit. We can't write off the card or the interest rate at all. So write down safety credit. You all need this, by the way. And you know what happens if you max out one of those cards? The payment's only $6, $12, $26. Do you realize that the average person wasting or pissing away money every month could have basically got 2 pizzas together, 2 franchises to stay open through COVID-19? Stop wasting money, please. Listen and learn. You got the ability to go get this if you want to, but that's going to be up to you too. What did I tell you in the beginning? There's going to be someone who pisses you off today. There's going to be someone who tries to take it away. Are you willing to fight for what you want and what you need? I've had to do it since I was a little boy. Safety credit. All right? Line of defense. See it, believe it, go get it. Nothing gets in my way, and the bottom line is up to you. See, what we get to do is pretty simple. Reaching the goal. Reaching the dream. Let's see what that means today. All right? You're going to have to believe in yourself. Is that okay? Now, remember something. I believe in God and I believe in me. So when I broke the world record for the highest kick on the planet still today, that just means white men do jump. Just stupid people say we don't. So the reality is, if somebody tells you you can't do this or that, don't listen to them. God gave you an idea and a dream and a gift. Go do it, then help other people like I do every day. But again, I'm going to promise you that 820. I'm going to put it in writing too. I got no excuses, and after you're done with me today, neither will you. You see, a CFO, I got to build you to be a millionaire CFO and use my $10 million of history for you. You see, we got to go back to that SSN. All right, not supposed to use it for credit purposes at all. We get 1 or 2 write-offs. Ooh, goody. What happens next? You got an Aspirian, a TransUnion Equifax. Goody. You know what? You drop the score past 29%. All right, let's see. You jack up a card past 29%, your score drops, you get stuck, you can't get any more. Is that sounding like you? You see, the reality is without knowing the rules and the tools, sorry, you're always going to fall down. The bottom line today is pretty simple. Let's give you the rules and the tools some more. The SSN was for collateral purposes. I don't know if you know, that's why they do the census and everything else, is to print the money. Ever since Nixon took the gold standard out, they've been printing money 24/7. Can you do me a favor, do yourself a favor too? Write down this little list. Remember, tablet and pen? Write down Ray's rules. Write down 100,000 of personal credit. I know, one of you going to say, I don't need that. Oh, good. You like yourself being backed in a corner, huh? That kind of sucks. So write down 100,000 of credit. 29% usage, that's it. That would have gave you 71,000 of safety credit. In case you lost your job or has a pandemic, you can feed your family up to 2 years. But what do? Most of you? Probably all of you. You take the money and the credit from the family, you roll the dice and start a business. And you go, honey, let's hurt the family some more. That doesn't work, people. I don't get it. Never hurt your family, never bring the pain home. By the way, that's called silly and dumb. Don't you get this yet? Let's make sure you listen today. Write down Ray's rules. I'm willing to do all the work for you anyway. You see, there's me in a coma at 5.5 years old. I hit the curb at 40 miles an hour with my face. They said I'd never walk again in my life. Well, I crawled on my belly till I stood up and got up again. There's me in another coma in 2009. I've been shot twice and knifed 6 times too. But you know what? I believe in God and I believe in me. There I am in a coma, waiting to die at 5:41 on July 5th. What did I do? I took people on my corporate yacht. That's all I did. Parked in the backyard. All right, there's the yacht. There's the race boat too. Where do you park yours again? See, I'm from Show Me State. I'm tired of so many people full of, you know what? It's like when you buy a book, how to make money, get rich, and blah, blah, blah. You listen to somebody's BS story. What you really need is the damn money. That's what solves the problem. But you don't know the rules and the tools. You don't know how to get there. You are stuck. All right? That kind of sucks. So here's my yacht. I'm laying there in a coma the night after I took people on the yacht to watch the fireworks. Worth over $2.6 billion under corporate structure, but I get to die. That kind of sucks. But in that coma, I made a promise to God. I said, if I get to live, guess what? I'll go help people some more. That's why I'm here with you today. You going to pay attention? I pray you do. You see, I came out of the coma. I had to walk around that oxygen tank for 5 weeks. That kind of sucked too. But since I know how to block all the crap, since I've been in the credit industry for 43 years, I put my score back to an 820 in 5 weeks. I popped $1 million of credit again in 6 weeks. I don't stay down, and from now on, neither do you, if you play with me. Don't worry. There's not one more person like this on the planet, just me. I'm the #1 consultant for one reason. I build millionaires and billionaires. I got no BS. See, God saved me to come back and help you. You going to pay attention today? I pray you do. You see, we don't get a do-over today. Now I got to deal with COVID-19. There was COVID-19. Are you kidding me? This thing could basically kill us all. Maybe today you wear a mask. I'd tell you to. You see, if I knew to wear a mask or a bubble around my head versus laying there in the hospital being dead, hell, I would have did that too. So maybe today you understand something. It takes a moment to die and a lifetime to live. Which one you going to pick? See, that's up to you. We're going to have fun. Now, please don't be comfortable. I've never been comfortable a day in my life, even when I was stealing and begging and eating a friggin' trash can as a kid. Comfortable people are lazy. Don't you get this? Half of you are lazy. Half of you want to really go get it. So do this. Don't be comfortable. Now, I want you to do something I started when I was 2.5 years old. Okay, 2.5 years old. I'm on the ground in a bedroom, looking in the mirror, crying my eyes out. And I'm crying, and I can't figure it out. See, I never got a mommy and daddy like you. I got to be born in hell. I was born in a damn taxi on the way to Gardena Hospital, too. So every day, what I've done since I was 2.5 years old, I'm up at 2:25. My body just wakes up. I go to my knees and I say, thank you, Jesus, for another day. Then I go look in the mirror. You know why? I got to stop time. You see, you understand something. You're responsible for you. Half of you are dragging the past behind you, and if you don't forgive the past, God won't forgive you. Read the Bible. So what do you got to do next? What I do. I look in the mirror, I stop time, I make myself responsible for me. I don't comb my teeth, and I ask myself a first question. Have I completed everything I need to? The answer is no. Why are you sleeping in past 4:30 in the morning? What's wrong with you? You got work to be done. But here's the thing. 43 years, seminars, workshops, boot camps. I've asked millions of people the same question. Did God give you an idea, a dream, or a vision? They all say yes. Then I ask them, what did you do next? They all say the same stupid thing. I went and I asked my friends and my family what they think. Are you kidding me? Your friends and family? Okay, by the way, most of them want you to stay down. They don't want you to do better than them. And all that did is cloud your direction. And now you're stuck. That kind of sucks. But you know what I want you to do? Shh. For 90 days. Could you do that for me, please? Let me hand you the fish. I'll get you millions and billions. It's kind of fun. All right, teach you how to fish too. And then when they ask you how you did this or that, all you got to say is raisewebinar.com. That's all I want to hear from you. Now let's do this. Let's go chase the money. I love money. It's one of my top 10 things I love best in this world today. It's not my top 5, but it is my top 10. You see, I haven't had a paycheck for 20 years. I don't seem to need one. What about you? You see, the thing is, money, what it does for me, I don't have to steal or beg off the pier. I can feed my family. I can pay my bills. Hell, I can help people like you. Are you going to pay attention today? All right, come on. You all wasted thousands of dollars before. Give me a break. Some of you have a corporation. You paid $3,000 and got a stock kit too. Well, goody for you. All right, you know they say that 96% of people who get a corporation today don't do a darn thing at all. You see, this time you're going to have to follow through. Why? You and me, we're getting older. We're not as pretty as we used to be. Go back to the job you hate. Come on, 90% hate their jobs anyway. Eventually they're going to fire you anyway. Then you're going to drive an Uber and deliver some pizza. That is your true American dream, correct? It's not mine, but it could be yours. You never know. But you know what I got to do with Mrs. Hope, as she was a she-devil from hell? They used and abused me physically and mentally. It sucked. But you know what I did? I stood outside the pantry. Oh, I'm sorry, they call it my bedroom. I was 7.5 years old. I watched their little stupid poker game, all these people going blah, blah, blah. I'd write my little notes. They thought I was weird. Probably true. Do you know what they said? They said a corporation's a legal person. I wrote it down. I circled it 10 times. I couldn't sleep all night. I went to the Torrance Police Department the next day because there was a library next door. I walked in and I said, ma'am, could you help me, please? She says, okay, here's a microfiche, here's a book. She's trying to humor me. By the way, I got an IQ off the chart with total recall on most things. At the time, I'm reading a page at a time, and most teachers couldn't understand me, so they thought I was weird too. Let's understand what I had to do. You see, I'm looking for a book, just like you've been looking for all your life. You've been looking for the book, the rules, and the tools, how to go get it. But what did you do? What about the last book you read? How to make the American dream, blah, blah, blah. How to do this or that, blah, blah, blah. If you don't get the rules and the tools, who the hell are you kidding? It's ridiculous. All right, I got so pissed off I couldn't believe it. I thought I was going to get my way out of hell. But I read that book front and back. I went to the library from 7.5 to 9.5 years old. At 9.5, I did Helping Hand. 100,000, 14 a million, double billion, 26. How the heck am I doing today? You see, what I had to do is write the rules and tools myself. You will not find this anywhere on the planet today. You better all go get the Millionaires Founders Kit. it will give you your first 1,000 rules. Real estate's kind of fun for me. I had $841 million of real estate before the coma, all in a corporate structure, of course. I got to be a consultant for banks for many years, so I wrote Become the Bank, Buckets of Money and Tax Balancing too. The one about being the bank, you ought to think about international business too. Cook Island, Island of Man, Panama, all kinds of fun things for you. But again, this is up to you too. Don't forget, I wrote Winning the Game of Business 43 years ago. When I was at the Bonaventure for 32 years, every Wednesday night there was a line around the hotel trying to get these books and CDs for me. I charged $20,000 a pop, by the way. Do you know what we did? I was donating my time to the credit hotline until COVID-19 in March shut them down. What they did is I went home to get the unemployment check, that extra $600. When we cleared out their warehouse, you know what we found? The books and CDs my wife gave them while I was in a coma. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to listen. I want you to learn. I want you to have the blueprint, but I want you stuck with me at the workshops. So let's understand something today. The office sells those 18 books and CDs for $9.99. That's pretty simple. Now, if you get it through me, what I'm going to do, give you the Millionaires Founders Kit, but the bonus today is going to cost you $4.99. That's right. I'm going to give you half price today. And what happens there's the Zelle, the wire deposit. That's all you got to do. But I still want you to play with me in the workshops because I want to do the work for you. I don't want you screwing this up anymore, please. You see, I got to rebuild your credit. I got to do a rapid refresh. Now, let's understand, when I worked with Harold Stokes and Ken Yarbles years ago, I'm the guy that created rapid scoring for your mortgage companies. About 3 years ago, God gave me a vision about rapid refresh. I own the rights. No one on the planet can do it ever. All right, so the bottom line is you can only get it through me. It'll block all your crap. From there, we're going to get a credit line, articles, books, CDs, and we're going to basically get to the classes with me. And remember, write it down. Every credit card you get, I want it at 25 to 29%. I'm going to tell you what to do. You might not like me, but not everybody likes you. But I'm going to get you to million, and I'm going to guarantee it. So the bottom line is every card you have has to be at 25 to 29%. I got to make you a qualified CFO as a millionaire. All right, so understand, we're going to use my history, and I'm going to rebuild you. Nothing's in your way besides you. So get out of your way. Let me do the work for you. I'm going to guarantee the 820. I'm going to build you up to be a millionaire CFO. You got this? And by the way, it's in writing too. The only cards that basically do not hurt you are at the 25 to 29% or the gold or the platinum cards. But if you were serious enough, I'd get you 10 of those at a time because I like getting millions of dollars at a time. But again, that's on you too. So the reality is this. If I get one for you, I teach you how to basically push it up, all right, and convert it to paid over time. Then we go get 9 more. And we daisy chain it too. Would you like $1 million of credit from me? I got $10 million of history. You can call the office for that today. We just got to have some fun with you. You see, there's 4 points of making money with me. And I'll tell you what, money is a game and I win all the time. All right, first thing we're going to talk about real estate. Why? Because we're going to get a fixer-upper. Maybe a duplex, a fourplex, or apartment complex. Now, my favorite thing is commercial real estate, by the way, because I can leverage it 10 times of its value. That's kind of fun, too. Now, today, all right, I might want to get you in a franchise, too. But we got to pick a pizza, or a McDonald's, a Taco Bell, or a Wendy's. So you know why? They're open through COVID-19. Maybe we'll do some profit sharing too. You know, I was the incorporator for Rich and Famous People for years. I taught them 84 ways to leverage money and credit to millions and billions. I'll teach you 3 or 4 ways. That's all you're going to need. It's kind of fun. So the bottom line today, let's look at a Lamborghini, my favorite car. Look at that car. Don't you see that car? Isn't that the sexiest car on the planet today? You see, everybody you see that are rich and famous today, they drive company cars and they rot it all off. But not you. You get a paycheck. Oh, goody, it's already been taxed. You get the leftover. You pay for a car you should not. But then you're taking the money and the credit from the family going, honey, let's hurt the family some more. Stop that. I'm going to show you something you've never heard before, and we're going to make sure it's in the blueprint, rules, and tools, and you're not going to screw it up anymore. Every car you drive from now on is under a tax ID and at fleet price. Because I'll bet you today that paycheck, what they call taxable income, I'll bet you you're paying the payment, the gas, registration, insurance. Can you yell the word no right now, please? Why the heck would you do that when you don't have to? Just tell me what car you want. I'll help you go get it. Hell, I'll even hand you the keys. This is ridiculous. So let's understand. We got to start with that SSN some more. All right, let's understand. Pull it out of your purse or wallet if you have not so far. Raise rules. Oh, it's kind of fun. Let's remember, you got one, and you're the duck. Quack, quack, some more. The SSN, do not laminate. Don't use for ID purposes. Don't carry with you. Heck, it's not even your card. So it's supposed to, remember, SSN was supposed to get a what? An SSN, or Social Security number, to get a job to equal a 1040 tax return. That's all it's for. That's why it says it's not yours. It's on the back of your card. Check it out. Challenge me. It's kind of fun. SSN, those creditors and the credit cards using that today, they're in violation all over the place. But my Rapper Rescore can block all the crap, rebuild you too. But again, this is going to be up to you if you want to play with me. I'm just going to guarantee you the 820 credit score. I'm going to put it in writing too. You remember, you got your SSN. Oh, goody. You get 2 write-offs. Wow. And you know what happens next? You get your Experian, your Equifax, your TransUnion too. And you know what? You jacked it up the cards past 29%. You drop your score, got stuck. Hell, you couldn't get any more. Good luck today. Listen to your friends and family and all their blah, blah, blah. You got a choice. Write down SS4. When I look at an SS4, my brain processes both sides, and it sees 26 ways to use it. Did you know an SS4 says credit and banking purposes? Ooh, isn't that going to be fun? So what do we get to do? We get to get a corporation, line of defense, set up the division, subsidiaries, and more. If you want me to play with you, let me know. I got to make sure you get to $1 million. All right, that's just half the fun. Some of you are probably going to get to billionaire too. I've done that as well. You see, what we got to do is make you a CFO, a chief financial officer. I got to build your corporation to the millionaire CFO using my credit history for you. You got a choice. You see, I can build you the Experian, the Equifax, the TransUnion too. And you get to write off the cards and the interest rates. And you get to build millions and billions of dollars of credit. Nothing stays in your way, and that business can finance itself. Stop stealing from the family. That's called silly and dumb. Who the heck wants to do that anymore? Now let's look at the rules and the tools. The SSN times 4. I designed this in 1986. Where the heck you been? You see, don't name a corporation after you. Don't name it what it does. Now write down line of defense. I want you to have a division or subsidiary for real estate. Franchise, current business. If you allow me to, I can get your card up to $100,000, up to $1 million card too. And you get to write it all off if you want to. Now, I already offered you $100,000 personally. That's kind of fun. But remember, personal credit, can't write off the card or the interest rate at all. What's it going to be called? Safety credit. I got to teach the world that before I die again. Because the next time it's probably permanently. So never hurt your family. Don't ever bring the pain home, because that's called silly and dumb. Raise rules. SSN, we all got one of those. That's for the tax return called a 1040. Over here, we get to play under an SS4. But again, I'm going to get you some more and have some fun too. Raise rules. You know, here it is again. SSN equals a 1040. Oh, you got your 2 little write-offs. Oh, goody. An SS4 equals an 1120. A little liability and get to build all the credit we want to. The bottom line, this is up to you to listen, learn. Let me do the work for you and teach you. I've been teaching and preaching for 43 years, having fun with people just like you. Now, if you want, this is the corporate setup. I do the articles, the offices, the tax ID for you. I charge you $9.99, and then I hand it to you. Then I tell you, get your butt to the workshop for 90 days. You know, when you watch your favorite movie, you can say the lines before they do. So that means I need to get it here. Because I don't know if you have total recall on most things like I do. So the corporate setup for 90 days, again and again. Master the rules and tools. Then I got to get you in level 1 for 90 days too. Why? I need to teach you how to set up the line of defense so you don't bring the pain home ever again. Now, the office sells this for $19.98, but wait, there's more. By the way, I designed that 30 plus years ago. Why are they making fun of that today? I'm going to give it to you today for half price. Listen carefully. I'm going to hand you $10,000 of cash credit through the program. I'm going to give you 10 times money back in your pocket because I'm going to take away your excuses today. You're not going to piss away money ever again. I'm going to do the rapid rescore and the credit building too for you. So $9.99, $10,000 of credit back to you. What excuse you got now? You stubbed your toe? How about the millionaires in the making? Now this is my favorite one, and every one of you need the millionaires in the making workshops. Why? I call it step one. I add all the pieces together. I analyze you twice and I rebuild you. From there, the office sells it for $3,995. Me, I like to give it away for $2,499 today. But then I'm going to hand you $25,000 of cash credit. By the way, that's 10 times your money back to you again. What excuse you got now? And it's guaranteed in writing or your money back. Zelle wire deposit. You want to play with the guy that made $2 billion by the time he's 26? You got him right here. What are you going to do next? Go waste some more money on a bunch of crap and buy a book? Or get some motivational crap too? You got to get to the rules and the tools to make sure you don't lose and bring the pain home. If you're watching me on Google, Facebook, and YouTube, that's kind of fun. But you're missing the PowerPoint in front of me. You might just want to go to raiswebinar.com, get the full overview, and learn never to bring the pain home again. Don't you get that yet? I was 7.5 when I was listening to their poker game. This is exactly what I heard. So let's understand. You're going to read it for yourself or read it out loud too. It's not going to give legal advice at all. This is chapter 18 for corporations. It says a corporation's a legal person. Do you know a corporation has more rights than you and me? So let's understand something today. If you don't want a business, let me incorporate you anyway. Why? Because that gets more write-offs for you. You're missing anyway. I can get your personal business credit too. I mean, doctors, CPAs, and attorneys do it every day. Why not you? Now, let's understand. You ready? The United States of America Incorporated, they set up their line of defense called states. Every state's a corporation too. But you have not. I don't know why. Now, the states set up their divisions too, called cities. Every city's a corporation too. Now, understand, they're so smart that they realize one thing, just in case I went wrong. Remember what I said? Plan on the problem. They set up a Chapter 9 bankruptcy for cities. You watched some cities file bankruptcy in the past, haven't you? So they've got their line of defense, but you have not. Why have you not did your line of defense? I know you're going to say no one taught you. I had to teach myself by the time I was 9.5. Okay? Give me a break. You got to realize today, you, me, we are the people of the United States of America. It's our constitutional right. The Supreme Court says so too. So what's wrong with you? Let's get you where you need to be. Nixon took the gold standard out, gave these guys the key to the printing press. They haven't stopped printing money 24/7. Let's print some more money today. Now remember, you and me, we got our SSN when? As a teenager to get the job. Mama just delivered a baby this morning. Did you know it's federally mandated that the hospital has the mama sign an SSN form? So they go into the database within 3 hours of the baby being born, all right, and issue a Social Security number for the baby. Okay? If mama don't sign that form, mama can't put the baby in the stroller. Of course, he can't go home at all. So let's understand, is the baby going to get a job today too? So understand, they need to know how much money to print. Stop being the duck, please. Please. Write down SSN equals safety credit. You got to make sure you quit bringing the pain home. This is ridiculous. A corporation gets credit, but it doesn't do business. Sets up the line of defense. Divisions, subsidiaries, and more, in case something goes wrong with the piece. How many banks do you see that have locations that are empty or grocery stores today? When they bankrupt the piece, they wrote it off on their taxes. They never lose. Don't you understand this yet? You better learn how to play the game. You're going to master Ray's rules and tools. because I don't want you bringing the pain home ever again. Because you know what, Mr. Trump, he bankrupted 4 corporations in the past. He didn't bring the pain home, but you did. Rich and famous people file bankruptcy every day, but they stay rich and famous, but not you. You like bringing the pain home, I guess, huh? How about the cities? They file bankruptcy too, because why? They're corporations. You see, you got to understand how to think, and let's go get it. Nothing's in your way besides you. You see, credit cards start credit score. But you know what? They help you get a house and a car, but that doesn't do anything besides let you screw it up. So what's the rule? Never screw it up. So let's think about this again. Raise rules. What it is again? 29%. Every card must be maintained at 29 to 25% at all given times to maintain an 820 credit score. We're not going to use personal credit. We're going to use it for safety. I got to make you a qualified CFO. I got to get you to the workshops. You got to listen, learn. Let me do the work for you in the beginning. That way you can get through this and make sure you never bring the pain where? Home. I'm going to get you the 820. Remember, CFO, I'm going to build you to be a millionaire CFO. You got this yet? The only cards that are going to be basically doesn't affect the over 29%. It's simple. The golds or the platinums. But I usually want to get 10 of these at a time. But again, I don't know if you want to play that too. I like to get one for the corporation for you, teach you how to push it up, and then maybe get 9 more too, just for the fun of it. What if you got $1 million of credit? Every one of those divisions or entities would be a bucket of money, a piece of property, or a franchise too. If one went bad, what do? We get rid of the piece, we keep all the other pieces. Because we're allowed to. You got to realize, if you want to call the office for that too, you can. It's 800-510-3338. They'll get you your gold or platinum card too. Let's remember something. You're not supposed to use your SSN for credit purposes at all. So the banks and the credit cards are kind of breaking the rules. What do you think? But the Rapid Rescore will block all the crap, rebuild you, and I'll get you to the 820. Is that okay with you? Now remember, I'm only going to charge you for the Rapid Rescore. The credit building is free today. Get you $1,000 cash card. $499. Then I'm going to invite you to go to the workshop online for 3 months. You see, I want to make sure you don't screw this up again. You got a lot of rules and tools you need to learn. Zelle, wire, deposit. That's all you got to do. The bottom line today, remember, I can broadcast up to 3 times a day, Monday through Friday, and all day on Saturday, up to 9 classes too. By the way, I broadcast live. I don't like pre-recorded crap. The bottom line, I might ask you to do 1 or 2 things too. Can you follow through? I'm going to follow through every time. All right? I got a 100% success rate. I just need you to follow through too. Now, here's Walt Disney. They filed bankruptcy 7 times in the past, kind of like some of you. Did you know what they did recently? They got $1 billion in the bank, but they didn't want to pay tax. Do you know I get 1 or 2 people all the time going, rich people don't pay tax, right? Sorry, I always say shut up and join them. You see, we pay tax on property and gallon per gas too. The reality is you like government planes taking people on their damn honeymoons too. You see, Walt Disney, they wrote an IOU to themselves and paid no tax on $1 billion. If Mickey can do it, and we love Mickey, we can too. That's all we got to do. But again, you got to learn how to play. The business has to be a game. S is 4 times 4. What are we going to do? We're going to have maybe a little liability, almost nothing at all. We're going to be able to write off the credit cards. We're going to allow to build corporations, divisions, subsidiaries, and more. We can have an Asperian, a TransUnion, an Equifax per tax ID. I bet you will have enough money to build that American dream. What do you think? And we get to write it off too. Isn't it about time you learn how to play the game? I've been doing this for 43 years. Where you been so far? The bottom line is, guess what? Personal credit again. We got to say it again and again. Safety credit. We don't steal from the family ever again. We're going to listen carefully. We're going to go get cash credit first. I know online you're going to see some dummy go, get a trade line. That's a joke. Next thing is they're going to say, you don't need to guarantee. Yeah, you want a Staples card? Good for you. We're going to get cash. You understand cash credit per division. We're going to get lines of credit, checkbooks. Then we're going to get the supply credit. And the vendor credit, marketing credit, lease credit, and gas cards too. Cash is king and queen, and it takes money to get honey. Is that correct, ladies? Tell the truth. The bottom line is I want you at the workshop with me. I still got to make you a qualified what? CFO. You've got to be that basically chief financial officer, but I'm going to give you the history you need today, and I'm going to rebuild you to an 820 anyway. CFO, a billionaire. No, first we're going to do the millionaire CFO. Some of you probably a billionaire too. Corporate setup today is $9.99. Wow. You get everything, the credit building and everything else too. I give you $10,000 of credit back to you, 10 times your investment back in your hand. What excuse you got now? All right, you like wasting money on crap that didn't work? Invest in yourself today and get stuck with me. I'll hold your hand. I'll even get you to the $1 million boot camps and $1 million dreams too, if you want to. Millionaires in Making is my favorite one. 2 analyzations too. Office wants $3,995. That's okay. It's a good price. But me today, I'm going to give it to you for $24.99. I'm going to hand you $25,000 of cash credit back to you, 10 times your investment back to you, and do all the work for you while you go to the workshop. So what excuse you got now? The Zelle wire deposit. That's all you got to do. And yes, I will take payments too. Somebody's asking that question. Now, you know what's really fun? When I studied Mr. Buffett's father, then I studied him. I think the world's got it wrong. You know what? He owns 100 plus companies. He owns his favorite 10. He owns Ketchup, Geico, Coca-Cola, American Express, Duracell, Dairy Queen, See's Candy, Brett's Jewelry, and Fruit of the Loom. See, here's the thing. This man's playing the game. Why aren't you? You can play and win too if you want to. I'll teach you how to play. But I'm going to tell you, don't use authorized user crap or trade lines. That's a joke. All right, it's just a waste of money too. I got to make you a qualified what? CFO. I got no choice, neither do you. By the way, there's 20,000 rules you're going to master. That's why I want you at the workshops for at least 90 days with me. And I'm the guy that invented daisy chaining of credit. 113 ways to play with this. I can get you 99 more cards too. Now let's remember something today. We got to talk about corporate credit. It's the only thing we get to write off at all. So we're going to use Ray's rules and tools. Is that okay with you? The bottom line is there's a prison cell right in front of you. Isn't that terrible? That's because if you have the intent to defraud or rip anybody off, I'm the first one to testify against your court of law. You're not going to be a crook on my dime. You're going to run a real company, by the way. Here's 3 divisions floating in front of you. Now put a corporation here. Write down line of defense. Listen again. If your corporation does business, that's called stupidity. Stupid. Okay? I can tell you from the Buffetts to the Gates, everything else, their parent companies own the companies. That corporation gets credit. That's it. It sets up the line of defense. Those are the line of defense. Those are the ducks in case something screws up. And if something screws up, you're going to write it off too. Now, what are we going to call this? We might call it the Donald Trump, the Wells Fargo, the city, the rich and famous people too. We're going to do exactly what they are allowed to do. We're going to learn the 3-step. You ready to write it down? We're going to disconnect. We're going to isolate. We're going to incorporate the piece. It's in trouble. We're going to fight like you know what to save it. If I can't save the piece, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bankrupt the piece, just like the city did. And you know what I'm going to do? Keep all the other pieces too, but I'm never bringing the pain home because that's called silly and dumb. Why would anybody bring the pain home? I don't get it. It makes no sense to me at all. Now, your house, sorry. I'm probably going to say you did it wrong anyway. So don't be offended. Write down Ray's rules. Escrow close, escrow homestead, escrow put it in a trust. If your house and assets are not in a trust today, I'm sorry to say that's called dumb. If somebody sues you, they take it all away. If you die, it's stuck in the probate. Your family got diddly squat, by the way. Now remember, I said I want to package your house, your car, your bank account. We're not done yet. Let's go fix up that property today. You're going to hire a contractor. The contractor's going to hire the subcontractor that's down outside Home Depot. They're good workers. But if they slip and fall, cut every corner they can, and then they sue you, at the end of the day, they take everything you got. What did I tell you in the beginning also? Plan on somebody getting in your way, trying to take it away. I'd like you to think about putting all the real estate you ever do in a division. Do an assignment of equity. This way, if they try to sue you at the end of the day, you know what they get? Diddly squat. Why not? Now, if it was me, I would basically Google the word irrevocable trust today. That's the one I would pick if I was you. But again, this is up to you too. So we got some choices today. We still got to fix up that property. Now, here's the problem. Some of you try to play peekaboo with the IRS and make a mess. Please listen. The IRS is the system. You have to play by their rules. Understand something, all right? A corporation doesn't pay tax till it makes a profit. So we're going to play, we're going to win. So what happens is if you basically play peekaboo with the IRS and make a mess, go to irs.gov, download a form called 656 of 433A and B. Get your COVID-19 check, get your butt back in the system where it belongs. We got to play by the rules. That's how we get to win. So let's remember on that property, I still want you to have 4 more divisions. I'm going to teach you step by step to go to the manufacturer to save up to 70%. I don't want you to pay a bill for 30 to 69 days anyway. We're going to use their money to fix up the property, okay? When escrow closes, it'll pay off all the debt. Now you got up to $200,000 left over. Don't act like you're rich because you're not. By the way, have you ever had $10,000 to $100,000 in the past and you pissed it away and some of you are broke today? Shame on you. You got the ability to write down and raise rules, leveraging money. Borrow money's not taxable. Line of defense, write it down, please. You see, it's kind of fun to play. And remember, before my coma, my office was in Irvine Spectrum. I had only 22,000 square feet there in that building. And you know what happened every day? The bank would call me or be at the office at 9 o'clock going, Ray, what can I do for you today? See, the banks always kiss your assets when you got money. If you don't have a pot to piss in, they don't know your name. You're going to learn how to leverage the way I tell you to, because we're going to turn it into 5 times more. Remember, banks borrow from the feds times 10, loan back to 5 to us. If you understand borrow money today, that would have created up to $3 million. Now, what are we going to do? We're going to go get a McDonald's today. It only costs $2 million. So we get a Big Mac, a fry, and a chocolate shake too. You want one? Let me know. You're going to have to beat your doubt. I can make every one of you a millionaire under corporate structure. I'll guarantee it. But you got to follow through. Because as I build it for you, you listen and you learn, you're going to have to run the race. You see, it's like cash flow free of your time. Everybody talks about it, and everybody, as far as I'm concerned, are full of you-know-what. Because I'll challenge anybody on the planet today. If I get you a brand new corporation today, we're going to focus on a C-191D. 8 ways to loan out money through the corporation. What do I get to do? I'm going to take $50,000 off of a card I just got you. We're going to help 5 people save their house. You know what that's going to do? We're going to put a second trust deed, a homestead blocker, and a UCC one with a chattel mortgage too. Don't worry, I'll explain this to you at the workshops. I invented those about 30 years ago. This gives you $2,449 cash flow per month after all the bills. Oh, you need more? How about $4,800? You still need more? How about $7,300? After everything's done. Don't you get it? In a short period of time, you can create your own cash flow. Free up your time, do what you want to do. All you got to do is master the rules and the tools. I'll show you some mansions, helicopters, and Lamborghinis, and yachts too. Still got to get you past what? Go. The ultimate thing is this one here. I used to say this was God's gift. I mean, I parked my yacht and my race boat in the backyard. Where you park yours again? You see, I like the helicopters, the Lamborghini, and the building too. I mean, wouldn't you? Now, I need you to write down 2 things for yourself, please. I want you to change your driver's license. That's right. I want you to change it to a mailing address or a P.O. box right away. The last time you wrote a check, you pulled it out, you're over here, and you're going, why didn't you rob my house? I'm not home right now. Why don't you sue me and take everything I got? You're going to have to learn to protect your ass and never bring the pain home again. California, we got the Schaefer Bill, the Driver's Privacy Protection Act too. You got to remember something. You got to protect you. Now, you bought a car last. You let somebody sweat you for hours on end. You know what? You lost $5,000 up to 9 inquiries too. Well, goody for you. You're only supposed to get 6 inquiries every 180 days anyway. If you're not going to listen to me, at least when they hand you the paper to run your credit, next to your signature from now on, write down "This allows one inquiry only." Take a picture, please. That's all you got to do. Now, I'd like you at the workshop with me so I can teach you how to go get the car under the tax ID at fleet price. Now, remember, I told you we're going to talk about your house, your car, your bank account, right? What if you went to the grocery store or the bank and you bumped someone's car, a little bumpity bump, and they act like they got whiplash today? They're going to ask you for your driver's license, your insurance, your registration too. And guess what you're going to do? Your heart's going to fall on the floor. The driver's license got your home address. Are you really using your paycheck, which I hear is called taxable income, to pay for the insurance when a corporation could have wrote it all off? Are you really the registered owner to the car you drive today? Are you the duck? Are you kidding me? They're going to call one of these nasty attorneys on TV. They're going to sue you and take everything you got. Remember, I told you, I want to teach you how to protect your house, your car, your bank account. See, I'd like you to listen and learn at the workshop how the division will become the registered owner, not you. The lien holder could be the corporation too. And at the end of the day, if they try to sue you, they can't. They get diddly squat. I like that, don't you? You got choices to learn how to play the game. That's if you want to. July 3rd, 2009, what did I do? I took my yacht from my backyard. There's the address. Check it out. I said fill it up. I used a corporate card. Wrote out the card, interest rate too, $1,600. And I wrote up the yacht too. The next day, I'm in a coma waiting to die. I made a promise to help everybody if God lets me live again. So what did I do? I walked around with an oxygen tank. For 5 weeks, I put my score back to an 820. Then I popped another $1 million of credits. I don't stay down, and from now on, if you play with me, neither will you. God's using me to help you if you pay attention today. I'm keeping my promise. There I am in the hospital on July 5th, 2009. I get to die at 5:41. But I made my promise. And you know what God did? He saved me to come back and help you. You going to pay attention today? I named my son and my daughter after me, by the way. So when I do die eventually, hopefully 50 years from now, the Reynolds University will live on. There's my legacy. You see, like I said earlier, I want to do the articles, the OS list, the tax ID. I'm going to do it all for you and customize it, hand it to you for $9.99. I want you to corporate setup class 90 days. I want you to master the rules and tools here. I want you in level 1, setting up the line of defense 2. Normally it's $9.99 for that too. Normally the office sells it for $19.98. But wait, today, instead of about $2,000, I'm going to hand it to you for $999. I'm going to make sure you master the rules and the tools. I'm going to make sure I hand you $10,000 of credit. That's 10 times money back to you. All right, talk about an investment you can't lose. Rapid Rescore, Credit Building 2 for free. That's what I'm offering you today. There's no excuses now. You Zelle, you wire, you deposit. That's all I got to do. The bottom line is you've been looking for me all your life, and I know that. It's kind of fun. By the way, that building and that Lamborghini, tax ID, reaching the dream, think and be the impossible. I've done it all my life. I want you to do the same thing. Raise rules. There's 20,000 of these. All I'm asking again is get started with 90 days. Let me do the work for you. Teach you how to fish too. Get you to the $1 million dream. I even guarantee it. Seminars, workshops, and boot camps. Remember, you can trust me. I know people say that, but the bottom line is you can trust a written guarantee, can you not? Or you get your money back. I got no BS to give you besides the truth. Motivation, I love motivation too. I listen to it every day. Probably you too. But motivation at the end of the day is still blah, blah, blah. You see, you got a story to tell too. I know you do at the end of the day. I want to get you the 820, up to $100,000 of credit if you allow me to. I want to get you the corporation and divisions too, up to $1 million. See, I want you to stop being stuck. And if you're wondering what's next, that's pretty simple. It's raise rules. You're stuck with me. All right? I'm not going to let you down. I'm going to hold your hand. I'm going to guarantee you the 820. I'm going to make you that CFO as a millionaire CFO too. using my credit history for you. I got no excuses. Like I said in the beginning today, I want to repackage your house, your car, your bank account. Sorry to say, I think you're doing it all wrong anyway. All right, I like to clone me and give it to you. You got the ability to listen and learn. It's kind of fun. But let's understand today, when I wrote those books and CDs, I had to do it because that's how I brought in the 100,000, a million, and double billion too. Today, before they run out of stock, you need to sell this right away. Trust me, you do. So the bottom line is, if you want 18 books and CDs, listen to that, use it all the time, get to the workshops with me anyway. What's going to happen for you is $9.99 to the sales team. The next thing, very simple. Today, if you did it, it's a bonus to you for $4.99. But you'd have to Zelle, wire, and deposit right away. That's what you're going to have to do. Now, here's corporate setup. Class is 90 days. I do the work for you, hand you the articles, offices, tax ID. I do all the work, hand it to you, hold your hand, coach you, make sure you understand what I'm doing for you. All right, giving you 10,000 of cash credit at the end of the program. I give you 10 times your investment back to you. You cannot lose. Don't you get it? I want to take away all your excuses. Rapid refresh and credit building too for free. Zelle, wire, deposit. It's pretty simple. I want to change the world. That's what I want to do before I die again. How did the 14th Amendment of the Constitution make corporations into people? Now, by the way, I love the United States of America. I really do. But for me, I always master the rules and tools of everything I ever do. Okay? I got to make sure I can always win. The only way to win is play by the rules. So when the United States of America, they protect all their states called corporations, and the states protect themselves. All right, they set up their line of defense called cities, and they create that Chapter 9 bankruptcy just in case. I think it's your turn to set up your line of defense too. But again, it's always up to you. Raise rules. Never have joint credit. Escrow close, escrow put into a trust. Corporation, don't name it after you, what it does. Set up a division for real estate. Franchise, current business. If you don't learn how to master the line of defense the way I designed it in 1986, all right, I'm the guy that created it in the first place. You're getting it from the horse's mouth versus the horse's you-know-what. So the bottom line is, you're going to always bring the pain home. You need up to $1 million of credit, too. We got to have fun. We can't bring the pain home anymore. So the bottom line today is we're going to plan on the problem. Someone's going to get in your way or try to take it away. You got an overview today about safety credit and line of defense. To see it, believe it, go get it. But at the end of the day, you got a lot more to learn as I do the work for you. It's guaranteed, by the way. So I got no excuses. Remember your SSN? It says do not laminate, do not use for ID purposes, don't carry with you. It's not even yours. Don't forget the application you filled out as a teenager. And if you look at the card in your personal wallet today, it says that right there. Okay? Property of Social Administration, not you. So the bottom line is the creditors using it and the banks are abusing it too. The rapid rescore gets to block all your crap and rebuild you too if you want me to. I'm going to guarantee you an 820 credit score. Instead of the 998, today it's 499. Going to hand you a $1,000 credit card back to you too. I'm going to invite you to the class online at 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time for 3 months to make sure you don't screw this up again. Zelle, wire, deposit. It's how we get paid through, COVID-19. At the end of the day, everybody needs an 820. All right, when we take the credit and we call it safety, we live it alone. We build the American dream, and I'm going to build you to be a millionaire CFO. The millionaires in the making is my favorite thing for all of you. And like I already answered yesterday, they take payments too. The bottom line is all the pieces together. I analyze you personally. I do the analyzation on Saturdays at 1 o'clock for you. Me. You're stuck with me. I don't let you down. Okay, it's half the fun. I like changing lives. So $2,499 today, and I hand you $25,000 of cash credit and all the pieces for you, and you're at the workshop to listen and learn. By the way, that's 10 times your investment back to you, and you got nothing to lose. The bottom line is, yeah, someone always says it sounds too good to be true, it's too big to be true. Look up David Horowitz. I used to work with him all the time. So give me a break. You Zelle, you wire, you deposit. It's all you got to do. The American dream, people talk about it, but me, I'm going to give you the rules and the tools. I'm going to do the work for you. So we're going to receive money every month, pay all the bills, drive the company car, go on a business trip, help other people, free up my time, free up your time too, set up the line of defense, and then from there, master raise rules. There's 20,000 of these. All right, Millionaire in the Making, I want all of you to do this one. If you do Millionaire in the Making today, within the next 15 minutes, I'll give you the Millionaires Founders Kit for free. That'll save you another $500. And the $25,000 of credit. 10 times your investment back to you, but that's got to be paid in full. Zelle, wire, deposit. Now what do you got excuse about? There's no excuse. You got to stay safe and strong today. If you're wondering what's next to come, let it be you and me. You see, we have to basically do this. Let us always remember life is a gift from our Father in heaven. God has given us the opportunity to believe and receive. Let us make the best of the day and give thanks in every way. Thank you, Jesus, for one more day. Amen to that. I got the rules and the tools He gave to me to give to you. That's why He took me and brought me back out of the coma. I guarantee it. You can trust because it's in writing. Simple. Or you get your money back. I got no hesitation at all. Your ultimate goal is simple. There's a phone number right there. It's 800-510-3338. If you're not calling that, you're staying stuck. That's just the truth. Raise rules, there's 20,000 of these. Never to bring the pain home ever again. The ability. Building a Lamborghini, tax ID. All right, you have a choice. Do you want to become that corporate millionaire or not? I'm a phone call away. If you're not calling it today, I'm sorry, you're going to stay stuck. Never forget, at the end of the day, God loves us all.